Hello everyone, this is Helen H. and welcome to my channel, Moss Cottage. I hope you're doing really well today. Today is week 3 of the hashtag Stencil with Us open collaboration. It's sponsored with by Sheree from Turquoise Dreaming and Susan from Hiles Art. I'll have both of their channel links below, so you can go and watch their videos for week 3 of the stencil collaboration. And in both of their description box will be the same list of all the other participants who are playing along with us. This is a really fun collaboration because I haven't used my stencils for quite a while, so it was kind of challenging me to get them out and use them again. So this week's prompt that they gave us was to make a pocket for a journal, but not using stencils, using something that's not a stencil as a stencil. So before I show you what I'm going to use, I wanted to show you what it's for. I'm not working currently on a journal that needs a pocket, so I thought I would make a pocket for this journal to be. Now this is just the cover of a big Reader's Digest Treasury of Painters book. I gutted the book already, but I thought the cover is just so cool. Won't this make a great art journal? So when I get to this one, this pocket is going to be for this journal. So when it's done, I'll just stick it in there and I'll have it ready when I'm doing the working on that journal, because I think it's nice to have a pocket for an art journal because then you can stick papers and bits and bobs in there. So I'm just using white cardstock. I was going to try to use a piece of Bristol paper, but it's really too thick. So I'm just using the regular white cardstock you can get at Michael's, and that's going to be my substrate. So some of the things I'm going to be using, well, I'll show you as I go along. Let me just go ahead and get started here and get some paint brushes down here. And I kind of have an idea what I want to do. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but that's the way it always goes, right? And thinking of the colors that are in the cover of that art journal, although, you know, an art journal can be, you know, it can go, and the pages don't all have to be the same tone as the cover and so on and so forth. But I'm using a little bit of this, quinacridone Scarlet, and I don't want them full strength. I kind of want them a little bit muted, so I'm adding a little bit of water. And all I'm really going to do here is make some geographic, well, like rectangles here, kind of mimicking the cover. If you remember, the cover had these blocks on them. Kind of mimicking them very loosely, let's put it that way. Okay, so I'm going to use that, and then I might go ahead and add a little bit of white. This is titanium white, which I can't get open right now, so we'll just use this Craft Smart white just to dilute it a tiny bit. And I say, oh goodness, Helen, a tiny bit. Look what you did here. I'm going to have to get my other art journal out and do some background painting with all this extra paint. So I'm just going to paint some more stripes, just a little bit whiter or lighter because I've added white. And like I said, I really have no plan for this other than getting the background on, and then I'll be doing the stenciling. Okay, so we got that. Let me go ahead and wipe my brush off and go to a different color. We used that one. So let's go with some blue. This is Primary Cyan Blue, and we're going to use that. And then hopefully this is not going to make mud here. Just put some blue on here. I know you're thinking, oh my gosh, here she goes again. But that being said, if you saw my video with the what was it? What was the prompt for that? The tag, not the tag, the journaling cards. Those one I kind of did the same thing. I kind of made a background that was just all kind of painty and whatever. And then I was able to redeem it by stenciling over it with different colors, and it looked really great. So let's see here. Now I think I'm just going to real quickly hit that with a heat gun just very quickly because I think I want to add a little bit of green. And I don't care if the green and blue touch because that would just make like a blue-green or kind of a teal color, but you don't want green and red together because that will make mud. So I'm just going to hit it a little bit. If it gets a little bit muddy, I don't care because actually the cover of that journal that I'm going to make does have some kind of muddy colors, but I don't want it, you know, all kind of brown looking like all the same tone. So let's go ahead and add some green now, and then we'll do some stenciling. Okay, so this green, I don't know why this is called Hooker's Green, but that's what it's called. So if someone can enlighten me to why there's a green called that, I'd like to know. All right, so we're just going to put some green on. See, this way I can put the green next to the red and not get it so muddy. Just, you know, get it on. Okay. Okay, so basically my background color is on, so I'm going to go ahead. Actually, no, I'm going to add one more color if I can here. We're going to add some light azo yellow, and we're going to add some of that on top. And I think, let me just blot this a little bit. This is kind of wet here. Blotting just adds more texture. It's not really taking the paint off. I'm not sure if you can see, but it just kind of adds a little spongy texture, which is fine because, you know, all of this adds to the final product. So now with the yellow, I actually don't think I want it to be on so thick, like a big thick stripe. So I'm going to use my handy trusty pretend AARP card. This is the kind that they send you all the time to get you to be a member. I think I need a little bit more. And we're going to slash that on, I think, because that'll also add interest, but I need a little bit more paint on. Let's see if I can't do this. Yeah. So we'll do something like this. There is no yellow on the cover of that journal that I'm going to make, but I just thought it would be nice to add something kind of bright underneath here. So I'm just making these slash marks here with this credit card thing. Okay, so that's pretty cool, right? What the yellow did. Okay, so we're going to put that aside, and we'll keep that. Now let me just hit it one more time. What did I do with my heat gun? Oh, there it is. It's right next to me. I just want to get that yellow dry just a tiny bit. And then we're going to do stencils, and I'm going to show you what I'm using for stencils that are not stencils. I'm sorry, I have to pull this over here. My heat gun cord is hooked on the end of something, and I can't get it any further over. Okay. Okay, I think that'll be good enough. Okay, so what I'm going to be using for stencils that are not stencils are, and we're going to give some of these things a try here. Oops, oh no. Hold on, I just lost one thing here. Okay. I have these negative space from die cutting. You know, this one's round and this one's kind of oval, so we might be using those. And I may not hit all of them, we'll see. Then I have some Punchinella, which is of course sequin waste, and I'm going to be using some of that. And then I thought I'd also give a try. This is the paper from Hole Reinforcers. That's the paper from that, so we can give that a try. Now I may try on the bottom here. I've got this kind of raffia stuff. My sister got it for me in the Philippines and thought I could use it for crafting. It came like this. It's like this sheet of raffia thing with this paper. So this is just a sheet of that cloth or whatever it is. It is definitely a natural fiber, whatever it is. And then I have this very unnatural fiber, which is, I believe, from a bag of lemons. So we're going to give some of these a try and see what we can do with this. So what I think I will do is, I think I'm going to try this lemon bag, and we're just going to try maybe do some white with this. Well, white with whatever that color red I had mixed in. And we're just going to give this a try. I have no idea if this is going to work, and actually I can tell already I probably need more white. That's a little bit, that color's a little bit too dark to see over those, because the colors I used were kind of dark, so I really need to get some white on here. Everything is salvageable, right? So okay, so that kind of works. You see that? You can kind of see the pattern here. Let's do a little bit more of this. We're just going to build up layers. And that's the fun thing about stencils. If you saw my video where I did the journaling cards, I started with, you know, a very loose looking weird background, but as I stenciled over it, it became more and more interesting and turned out really well. So if you're playing with paints and stenciling and you're just not even feeling it or whatever, just keep going. Just, you know, if you need to dry some colors in between because you don't want to make mud, that's fine, like I did, but just keep going and just keep trying new things. It's all going to just add texture to your finished project. All right, so I'm going to add some more of this. This is weird. Okay, this isn't working as well as I thought it would. It is making a different texture. I did it down here and up here. I thought, if anything, the lemon bag wouldn't do well. This is doing okay. But I think because the lines are so thin, that's why it's not quite as pronounced as I thought it would be. And maybe just a touch more over here to get some of that color off my sponge. Okay, so now I've got this, all right, which still looks like a great big mess. But I'm not going to put a focal point or words or anything on it because I really don't know the direction that journal is going to take. So now I've got the oval and the circle, the punchinella, and the other ring enforcer things. Do I want to use the oval? I think I'm not going to use the oval. I think instead I'm going to stick with circles, and I'm going to use this one, this negative space from my die cut. And I think I am going to go very bold here. And I pulled out some neon colors, and this one happens to be neon orange. And I think we're going to... No, we're not going to use the neon on that. I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use Payne's Gray. And I've talked about Payne's Gray in some of my videos before. It is, I'm not sure if there might actually be blue in it. I don't know. But Payne's Gray is not quite black. And it's an awesome, awesome color to use if you don't want to use black. So I'm just going to be putting some of these big dots on in the Payne's Gray. I love this color. And like I said, if you don't want it so stark black, use Payne's Gray. Oh, how fun. Who doesn't like dots, right? Who doesn't like circles? I know a lot of people like circles. I think my most used stencil is actually a 12 by 12 with circles on it, because I look at my painty papers, like my papers that I do on my jelly plate, and most of them have that stencil on them. All right. Okay, so I've got those on like that. And I think I'm actually going to leave it like that with the Payne's Gray. And now I know everyone's screaming, do something down there, but I don't think I want to. I think I'm going to resist the urge to do this. Now I think I'm going to go ahead and use my punchinella and I'm going to use some neon orange. And on my Punchinella, I don't ever clean it off because I found that leaving the acrylic paint on it actually makes the Punchinella a little more rigid and easy to work with. Because a lot of times it will want to curl up on you. And the other thing is, yeah, cut it in a smaller piece, because the Punchinella I don't even know where I got it from. Someone might have gifted it to me, but it is a big roll and it's very tightly wound. So if you just cut off a smaller piece, it's way easier to handle. So I love the pop of neon on here, these neon colors. And these ones are, what is the brand name? Is Royal Lancaster. It's a cheap brand. I got these at Walmart. And it's just a pack of neon colors and black and white. All right, so one more with the neon orange with the Punchinella. All right, so that's pretty cool. So now let's go ahead and use the, let's see if we can't use the whole reinforcers, and we're gonna do that in neon pink. So let me get my pink here. All right, and see how we'll do a couple of those. And guys, I just use these cheap makeup sponges for stenciling, and then I let them dry, and that end, when it gets hard with the acrylic paint, I just cut it off, and you know, you have a fresh bottom there, and I just cut them off till they're used up. Okay. All right, so the pink's not showing up as well as I thought it would be, but let me see if I can use a little bit more paint. Yeah, okay, it is showing up a little bit. It is showing up a little bit. Let me just use some more paint to get on the stencil here. Maybe that's the... I'm trying to be conservative because I don't ever want it oozing under the stencil, but I think I was being a little bit too conservative and not even putting too much on. Oh, that's cute. I like the pink. And like I said, when I make the journal itself, I'll probably put words on it or a sentiment or something, or, you know, pictures. But this is basically just making a pocket that I will stick in there until I'm ready to make that journal. This year, I really want to finish up some of the journals I've started before I start new journals, because I am notorious. Isn't that cool? I'm notorious about starting journals and not finishing them. You know, half a art journal will be finished, and then I'll move on to my next one, and I really don't want to do that. Now, I think it needs one more thing, and I think the thing that we need is gonna be the white, to add just some pop of color. Okay, there we go. I can open this one. This one, it has, oh wait, that's the black. Where's my white? Oh, it's over there. This paint is a little thicker than that Craft Smart paint. Oh, this is just, ugh, I can't get this off. All right, well, we're gonna have to use the Craft Smart. Well, let me see, one other attempt before we give up here. Can I get it off this way? No, that is really stuck on. I'll have to work on that a little bit. So we'll have to stick with this thinner white Craft Smart, but we'll just use a little bit more. So let me see, I'm gonna get one more sponge. So we have those again. Let me go ahead and use the, I think I'm gonna use the big circles again and do some in white and lighten it all up a little bit. Now, because this is a really big hole here, I'm going to be kind of conservative with my white paint because I really don't want that bleeding under. I'd kind of like a nice crisp circle like that. That's cool. Okay, that's good. So guys, if you're doing die cutting, save your negative space if it's something that's recognizable, you know, because you can always use those for stencils. And I'm sure that Lots of people are going to be using lace as a stencil or doilies as a stencil, and I'll just be so interested to see what else people are coming up with to use as stencils, because that's always a fun thing, you know, to see what other people come up with in collaborations. Okay, so that white, okay, like that. So let's see, where am I? I'm at 20. Let me just do, I've got a little more pink paint. Let me just do a few more dabs in pink, and then I'm going to end this video before it cuts off. I'm just going to do a couple little dots maybe over the white. Oh, that's cute. That really makes the pink pop. And I love, love, love using neon colors just a little bit to make things pop. Let's do this one down here. All right, so there you go, guys. Now that's just a background. Like I said, I'm going to be putting a focal point or focal points on there and some words or whatever. But there it is right now, the way it's going to be, using just the hole reinforcers, the negative space, the punchinella, and those other two things I had, that raffia cloth and the lemon bag. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some ideas and some inspiration. So please remember to go and check out Sheree and Susan's channels below, and check out the participants in their description box. Until the next video, guys, I hope you're all truly blessed. Bye-bye.